Hi, boys and girls. Well, above, we just read an informational book about beavers. Now we're going to read a story about three beavers that has a very important message in it. And this story is called Three Little Beavers. And we know that baby beavers are called kits. Well, these three little beavers, they're starting to be grown-ups, but they still live with their mum and dad. And we learned in our other book that they live with mum and dad until they're 2 years old. This book is written by Jean Halpern Dale and illustrated by Kathy Morrison. So let's take a look at what these three little beavers get up to. Three little beavers. Once there were three little beavers who lived with their parents in a spacious lodge on Beaver Creek. I wonder if they call it Beaver Creek because it has so many beavers in it. Bevan was an expert with twigs and mud. Oh, beaver, Bevan. Pretty cool. Beverly performed perfect underwater somersaults. But Beatrix's mud patches fell off the dam. Her tumbling and diving needed practice. So Bevan's an expert with twigs and mud. Beverly performs perfect underwater somersaults. And Beatrix, we don't know what she's good at yet. She's still trying to figure it out. Bevan, Beverly, Beatrix. I wonder why they're all named that. All summer long, Beatrix did her best to gnaw trees and stash branches to store food for winter. She tried to mend the lodge and the dam. She dug a canal. Sort of. Something always seemed to go wrong. Meanwhile, Bevan and Beverly seemed to do everything perfectly. I think Beatrix is still trying to figure everything out. What am I good at? Beatrix wondered. Well, one evening, she swam away up Beaver Creek to find out. A river otter scared her, but she swam around it. To sneak past a boat full of humans, she pretended to be a floating log. Oh, so far she seems pretty calm and collected in stressful situations. She could have panicked about the river otter, but she didn't. She stayed calm and kept her wits about her and just swam around the otter, found a way to get past the situation. And now to get past the situation of the humans, she's pretending to be a log. Seems to be working. Maybe she's good at staying calm and pretending. Beatrix climbed into a grassy meadow. She scuttled and hopped past low, funny-looking trees, too dry to eat. Oh, they were too dry to eat. She chewed a thin aspen trunk and skittered out of the way in time for the timber to fall. By moonlight, Beatrix nibbled the tender shoots and tasty bark. Then she snacked on some nearby berries. Wait a minute. Hold the phone. I see a house and I see some signs. Watch out for traps near the dock. We are trying to keep beavers from eating our plants. Yikes, Beatrix is eating those plants. The box traps don't hurt the animals. Phew, so they're live traps. Near the water grew a delicious-looking clump of clover. As she reached for it, whap! A box-shaped trap slapped shut around her. Beatrix watched the creek flow by towards the dam and home. She stayed calm and alert, ready for whatever happened next. She could have panicked and jumped around, but she stayed calm in the trap. was Beatrix. Her parents searched the woods and the canals. Bevan and Beverly swam up the creek. So everyone's looking for Beatrix. We know where she is. They haven't found her yet. Beverly was so excited to find Beatrix that she turned somersaults until, whack! A trap caught her too. Bevan chopped down a young willow. As he pushed branches into the cages to give his sisters something to eat, he slipped, whoa, and found himself, whack, in trap number 3. Oh no, now they're all in a trap. Beverly tumbled nervously inside her box until she cut her tail on a sharp edge. Bevan gnawed a metal bar until he chipped a tooth. Terrified, he quaked in a corner. But Beatrix was quiet. She watched and waited, staying calm. Seeing their sister, Bevan and Beverly felt better, and they grew quiet too. So staying calm in a panicky situation seems to be her skill. At dawn, people appeared. They lifted the 3 traps and set them facing each other on the grass. Beverly threw herself against the metal sides. Bevan huddled with fright. But Beatrix just stayed curious and level-headed. So Bevan and Beverly relaxed a little bit too. We need to move these beavers far away to a new pond where they can't destroy our plants. But they might not do well in a new home. What's the use of moving them? More beavers will just come in their place. Excuse me, I'm a guest here. I came to the inn hoping to see beavers. I have an idea. I wonder what her idea is. The hammering and sawing started. Beatrix usually slept during the day, but there was too much noise for that now. Someone shoved a branch into her cage. Blech! Oak leaves. Not what she liked to eat at all. We know she likes to eat aspen, and we know she likes to eat willow. But oak, not so much. Too dry. Hours went by until, creak, the door to Beatrix's cage lifted. Creak, creak. Bevan and Beverly's cages opened too. Bevan and Beverly were too scared to move until they saw Beatrix. She lumbered into the sunlight, happy and hungry. Low fences now ringed the delicious trees and gardens. Beatrix led her brother and sister down the bank to the creek, where the 3 little beavers feasted on lily tubers and pondweeds. There's the new sign. Beaver Safari, nightly boat tour to a real beaver lodge, 7 p.m. So they're using it to educate people. They're making it into a school for humans to learn about beavers. And they protected their plants with a low fence to keep the beavers out of the garden and out of the traps. These are plants beavers like to eat. So they're educating people and showing them the plants that beavers would eat, but they've protected them from these 3 little beavers. Until several guests from the inn approached with cameras. Beverly dove underwater with fright. Bevan snapped a stalk or 2 and froze. But Beatrix slapped her tail on the water and led the 3 little beavers as they swam away home. Oh, and it's called Beaver Inn. So that building is a place where you can go to learn about beavers. And now I'm sure Beverly, Bevan, and Beatrix will make sure they stay out of those traps. And then here's some information about beavers and how we are alike and how we are different. So that was a pretty good story. We learned about how beavers can be a little bit damaging with the plants that they eat. So we should try and protect the plants we don't want them to eat and use live traps to help teach them to go in other places. Or we can protect our plants and then turn it into a school for humans. That's pretty cool. So scroll on down and find out what your assignment is today.